Time for our weekly visit with Dr. Kumar on a topic. It's 7:23 right now. I could talk about this till the show is over because it is good, happy news, at least to me. A new study showing drinking coffee really does lead to a longer, could lead to a longer life. Even more evidence, doctor, that it's good for you to drink coffee.
Well, yeah, you know, this evidence has been evolving, and over the last few decades, particularly the last 10 years, we've come to the conclusion, we've reached the conclusion that there are definitely benefits to coffee, and in fact, the benefits likely outweigh the risks. Yeah. And we've known that for a long time. And in this two articles in the Annals of Internal Medicine, which is a very credible journal. It's the flagship journal of the American College of Physicians. So, you know, they've been peer-reviewed and looked at. The statistical analyses have been looked at. And there's two large studies, one out of Europe that studied about 500,000 people, and one out of the United States that studied both people in Hawaii and Los Angeles. And in the American study, they looked at multiple races, Native Hawaiians, Japanese, Chinese, and Caucasians. And in Europe, it was just whoever was in Europe. They didn't really break it down with ethnicities. But the conclusions were the same, that people that drank at least 2 to 3 cups of coffee, all-cause mortality was less. They actually had less risk of death, coffee drinkers, than people that were non-coffee drinkers, which makes, for you and me, who are coffee drinkers, what makes us very happy.
I'm feeling darn near immortal at this point. I better be careful, feel unbreakable. But, and you were saying, of course, we love it. So many of us drink it, love it for the caffeine. You're saying that is not the reason that the benefits, the antioxidants in the coffee.
Yeah, there's so many things in coffee, the antioxidants and other compounds, that it doesn't matter if you drink decaffeinated coffee or caffeinated coffee, the benefits still persist. And, you know, and the kind of diseases that it prevents. You know, in men, I thought it was interesting, less suicide in men, less risk of gallstones. In women, in the European studies show that there was less cardiovascular disease. In men, in the American studies show that there's less risk of gastrointestinal cancers like colon cancers and stomach cancers. And so it's interesting that the benefits are exerted throughout the body in different organ systems, that it seems to benefit a lot of different areas. And while you can't specify gender as if the benefits only for cardiovascular disease, for example, are only in women, but that's what they found in these studies. So overall, the news is good that the information that we've had for the last decade persists. Yeah. And it's verified, it's reproducible, that coffee appears to be beneficial.
Now, when we get to the point, I have had days where I've just had a little bit too much and you're just a jumpy mess. Yeah. You don't want to necessarily get to that point, but the benefit does go forward as you drink 2 or 3 cups or maybe a little bit more.
It can, you know, and like if you consider it a medication for the sake of argument, right? You know, there is a therapeutic margin. You know, there is a point where you have to drink enough, or you have to take enough of it to have a benefit. So it's more than a sip, right? But there is an upper limit to it. I mean, even a good medicine that you think is good for you, you can overdose on. And you can exceed that top portion of it where all the benefits are not there, because now you're only encountering the side effects. And coffee is no different. I mean, you can overdo coffee, so we ought to drink it in moderation. You know, and if you are feeling jittery and
you're done for the day,
you probably have enough caffeine. You probably ought to lay off.
Yeah, and real quick, once again, a lot of people who like the exotic, delicious drinks with all the creams and the sugars and all that stuff. You're still getting the benefits of coffee, but you do have to remember the calories in that.
The calories and sugar, you know. I mean, so there are downsides. And for me, I mean, I like mine, you know, with cream and you know, a sugar substitute. So try to avoid the calories a little bit. But I think that overall, the news is good for coffee drinkers. That it's beneficial, it's good, and you know, more than that, like you have to go drink coffee. It's just that oftentimes people have this idea that coffee's bad for them. So more than anything, I think it's worthy for the study to dispel the idea that coffee is somehow on the list of things that are bad for you. It's not.
I will drink to that.
All right.
You have a question for Dr. Kumar, you can email us at askdrkumar@gmail.com, and don't forget to check him out on Facebook, that's Dr. Kumar, or on Twitter, MD Pradeep Kumar.
And I'll be gone for a few weeks in Hawaii.
Aloha.
I'll be back in a couple weeks.
Have some good coffee while you're out there.
I will.
We'll be right back.